Okay, so we're gonna unbox our project. So this is the front, and I think these are the seat belts for the front. We're gonna put them to the side over here. And instructions for Camaro fiber convertibles. Oh, these are for the brackets. If you notice over here, we're gonna install new seats later, and we're gonna need these brackets. So that's for later. Here's the rear seat lap belts. So it's 1, 2, and the hardware, I guess. The brackets for the TMI or SCAT seats. This is a special bracket. When you order, you have to tell them. Oh, look, it's been labeled driver's side. Very nice. And what else do you got here? Okay. Okay. So this is the bracket that goes. Okay, look at that driver's side. That goes for the 3-point conversion for the front. Similar. So there is supposedly some brackets underneath each side, and the trick apparently is to push the seat enough so the brackets get released, and then you pull up. Oh, it came out. Sweet. Okay, ready? Same trick again, right? So knock and pull up. Look at that. Just came off.
Oh.
There's a screw right here we have to remove. I don't know about the other side, but I think there must be another one. There's a screw there. All right, let's get our tools. There you go. It came out. Look, that's why I hold that one. We gotta get the other one. Okay, 2 screws, right, left. There you go. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 screws that hold it in place. One here and one down there. And look, here's our seat belts. So that's one set right there. And I mean, it's in okay shape. All right, now we took them out. We're gonna investigate a little bit. Don't look that bad. So we're just gonna box this up, save them for later. Okay. So the first screw is coming out very nice.
Smooth and simple, so that's why. Okay.
It's gonna be hard putting it back. Okay. All right. Here's the hardware. Whoa. Okay. That's a lot of hardware. Okay. We now found all the screws and where they go. So screws go like this. So these screws go with the washer heading down like that. And we have 2 of those. 2 sets of bolts that go here for the 3-point. We also found that there's 4 bolts that have a washer and that go in here. So 4 of those
spiky washers.
Right. So we're getting Pro Scat Pro Touring seats, and if you are, you get a special bracket. The special bracket has a different installation. So here's what we found out. A screw here, the 3rd point goes here into the bracket. We're gonna make another video installing those pro seats, but for now we're gonna use the brackets so they're already installed. Same thing on the other side, and they do give you a nice card with a phone number to call Bill, who's the support contact. Okay, so off camera we removed these two bolts. They go in here, one in here. Remove this. This is the mechanism to lock the soft top. So we removed this screw. There was another screw over here. We're gonna remove this screw, the two bottom screws, and take the whole piece out as one piece. So let's get that going. Let's try our screws. So one screw here. Let's see if it comes up. Oh, yeah, it came all as one piece. See, as you can see, all one piece. There you go. Okay, so if you have these, you're gonna have to remove these two screws, these two, and to make adjustments, you're gonna have to loosen this screw. So let's start with loosening this one up. So see how that now becomes adjustable. We're gonna remove this two screws first. Screws out. Okay, now we're ready to remove these two. And according to the instructions from the manufacturer of the seat belt, we gotta use their hardware and not the hardware that was there. So these screws we're not going to reuse. We're going to use new screws. All right. Okay, here's the bracket for the passenger side. So as you can see, this fits perfectly contoured to this right here, this piece. And according to their website, this says make sure to avoid cross threading. Always go left first, twist left, and then twist right, and that should do it. Okay, next we're gonna put this back. As you can see, this has some movement over here that can go left to right, and that's by untightening the screw. Put this back here, and as you can see, it's not really flush the way it was originally with this bracket here. So there will be some, I'm assuming, some twisting, which I'm okay with because there is some adjustment in here to go left to right and back and forth and left to right. So now let's start tightening a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna tighten it a little bit, and now we can tighten this screw. This one, I think we're gonna leave a little loose because we're gonna test it with the top down, and then this adjustment too. All right, let's go to the other side and adjust that. Okay, so now we're gonna adjust, tighten this. Okay, not too tight because we don't know where we want it. And this goes left to right. All right, okay, next step is to remove this screw and then remove this belt. Let's see if we can, ready? All right, let's try this guy. Ready? There you go, look at that. Look, we were fighting it. We need some power tools. Okay, so here's the original retractable belt. Okay, now that we know that we need to put the bracket according to the instructions in the picture, facing forward, not facing back. A little tough with the bracket. No, there is no doubt about that, because you have to try to avoid cross threading, which is very difficult trying to do with this bracket at the same time as, oh no. Okay, so Okay. Oh no. Okay. All right, so see, this is not moving now. Take a look at this. This is not moving. It's not going anywhere. And it has to go angled just like the instructions said. So if we put this back now and we install it the way the instructions say, just now, if you notice, there's a lot of, this bracket is actually floating in, while hugging the wall. And there is some kind of space down here, if you know. Okay, so now we're gonna pop these, the cover here. I don't know how this will work, but supposedly you could just, oops, we're gonna scratch the paint. There you go. Pop this out. Ooh.
No.
I guess there's a little washer there. Okay. So
Make sure not to damage any of your paint right
yeah,
here.
the paint, they do tell you in the instructions to put some kind of protection not to damage your paint. Can you put your finger here or your hand? There you go, Mr. Cameraman. That makes easier to do. Let's see. It's a washer down there and nut. There you go. All right, so I think that's it. Now we just need to tighten it. So let's test to see if this looks good. According to this, you're supposed to be able to just go like this. This should go across the back. And then go there. Click if you have the thing there. So we didn't remove that. Now I think we're good. Okay, next we're gonna install the seat belt on the right, the other piece to the seat belt, and remember we're watching out for cross-threading.
This thing will be exactly the same. Here's one. Shaky.
Right. It's a little tricky here. Okay. There you go. Oh no. This is giving me a hard time. Alright. Let's check now our mounting point. Okay. Next, as last time, we're gonna protect our paint and we're gonna install the third point by removing the cap right here.
Make sure not to damage your paint.
Yeah, without damaging the paint. And if you remember, on the other side,
we have O-ring.
We have the O-ring. Here is the little shimmy plastic. It looks like it's supposed to go all the way in. Perfect. This goes in here. They'll hold it here at the screw. 2 fingers maybe. There you go. Shimmy. There you go. Make sure that everything's installed properly. Let's take a look at our belt installation so far. This goes over here.
Nice.
Nice. So this is installed correctly. We just need to tighten down all the screws. Okay. This should move freely. Looks awesome. Take it out. Great. Now we put the cap. The cap should go. There you go. Perfect. The next steps are to tighten these screws a little bit here, these screws, and adjust for the lock. Okay, these are adjustable so they can go back and forth. So when you close the top, this should hit here and lock. So we sort of want to make it loose. So we lock it there, and then we're going to tighten it there. Now that we know we want it right there, you can start tightening little by little. I do want it to be a little easy to release, so when I click, I want to be able to just push down and pull this through the button right here. It should release, see? Perfect. The last step will be to use the screwdriver. So with this, you see this can go left to right. We're gonna tighten and adjust it. Now when I go like that, it should clip it, release of a button, hold it, release it. Okay, on this side, same thing. We tighten this. We're gonna adjust. And then release button. Okay. In this side, we went as far as we could. There is no further adjustment. The final screw will be the screw that makes this go left to right. We just try to center it and then tighten the screw. There you go. And now to test it, we should lock it. To release it, we pull it. There you go, all done. On to the next set. All right. Okay, so for this side, we want the right side to be the side that you pull when you sit. And this side will go on the left side. All right, let's install it. Okay, so we tested the screws, they work fine. And like instruction says, use the new hardware. So we're going to follow instructions and install the new hardware.
Always read the instructions.
On the next step, same thing. We have the two screws that we tested to make sure it works. Here's our ring. Tighten by hand. If we point this way and then we'll pull it this way, I don't think that's a good idea. I think for me, just by observation, I think it should be angled that way. So the seat pushes it that way. Yeah, we'll try it. Since this is our first time. Anyway. Okay. Now, I believe that should be for the belt. Maybe. So we're gonna tighten it that way. Next, up here. Look, our belt's getting dirty. Okay, so over here, move the seat this way. Okay, so same thing for this guy. Let's try to put this back. Okay, so now let's put back the trim, and I'm gonna do this by hand a little bit and then tighten it later. And reuse the same screws. Alright, that looks okay. Now over here we have two set of screws. Okay, so we went off camera because we had an issue, and the issue is that because this bracket is now here, it sort of blocks access to the screw. But luckily for us, we had pushed this a little back, and then we were able to get the screw to catch. So no biggie.
Barely in there.
Barely in there, but it caught. So No big deal. The 2 screws to hold the panel go in, and we'll see what happens on the other side. Next, we're going to do the other side. We left the screws here so we know where they go. We also have the screw for the side. In this case, it seems to be only 1 screw. Now the only question for us, and which the problem we had on the other side, and we didn't record in the camera, is that there's these 2 holes right here, right? And because the bracket is sort of sticking out right here, over here, a little bit, it pushes on the, if you notice on this side, it pushes in here. So on the other side, we barely caught the 2 holes to put it back. I guess all you have to do is maybe replace the 2 screws with longer screws, and that will solve the problem, really. Because we don't have it, we're just going to try to reuse what's there. All right, so let's just put it back. We have 4 screws, and hopefully we can catch it. And we have one screw right here. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Okay, let me add it, huh? Let me see if I can catch this. Is it catching? I think it caught. Yep. Wow, that's super lucky. I can't complain. I think this one is just spinning, and that's the only one that's catching. All right, let's see this guy. Okay, this one's perfect. Okay, I think we're done. We're just gonna tighten the 2 of the screws, and we're done.
Okay.
Now we're ready to install the back seat. We're gonna start with the top. We gotta get the 3 hooks and then 2 screws at the bottom. So let's try to see if we can get the hooks in first. We went in.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay, so now let's go back down here, and we should have the 2 screws that we did the last time. Lines up perfectly. So screw number 1 went in. Let's go with screw number 2. There you go. Lined up. Okay, perfect. All right, we just need to tighten that. Now we're gonna put the seat back on, the bottom seat, and we're gonna try to hold the seat belt while we do this. Excellent. There you go.
Very nice.
Nice. Perfect. Now, last step is to lock them back, just like how we took them off. What they said was push and pull, so we're gonna do the reverse, which is push and push them.
So let's push in.
Instead of pushing up, I'm gonna try to push in, and hopefully, oh, they're already locked in. Very nice. Already locked. Perfect.
All right. So
nice. So let's
this is the installation.
Ready? Seatbelt installation on. Let's show me how it clicks. How it adjusts.
These.
Nice. Adjustment.
Make some adjustments. I can make it looser.
Perfect.
Make it tighter.
Make it tight. Let's go. All set.
Right.
Okay, here's the end result of the seatbelt. Goes over. Seatbelt's in the back. Overall, I would say that Your seat belts, perfect fit. So you can see, smooth over the shoulder. Excellent, really good quality.